Yeah, the concept of cold water ministries came about in recent years. I want to go back, though, to about 17 or 18 years ago. I was about 50 years old at that time. And I had just been discharged from a job. I'd been actually fired from a job that I'd had for 15 years as a district manager with a regional insurance company. And they were downsizing, and so I lost my job. Well, I had a couple of kids in college and a sizable home mortgage, and so it was scary. I didn't know what to do, because the field that I was in, which was insurance, I had been in since a young man, and so there wasn't a great market for a 50-year-old guy in the insurance industry at that time. So I didn't know what I was going to do. So I began to be fearful and fretful, and thankfully for me, I turned to the Lord. I spent a great deal of time in prayer and a long time in His Word, searching for direction, searching for comfort, searching for hope, with an expectation that God would lead me in a direction that would be good in my life. And so I began to do better. I worried less. I had joy restored to my life a little bit. And it wasn't too long before a friend of mine put me in touch with another good friend of mine, both of whom were strong Christian men. And I wound up opening a business here in Huntsville called Hoover Restoration Services. I entered a field because I had an opportunity, and because the Lord placed it in front of me, I took it. And so I began that business with a lot of concern, because it was I've never been in business for myself. It was kind of a new field for me, but one that I understood some. And God had helped me prepare by letting me have a college education to where I understood business a little bit, so I could run a business, probably, most of which anyway. And so I went ahead and engaged myself in a partnership with one of these gentlemen I was talking about here in Huntsville. Well, not knowing if I was going to be able to feed my family or where this would take me, I just got up every day and I did the same routine. I would pray, and I would ask the Lord's help for that day, and day in and day out, He helped me, gave me the abilities, gave me the health to pursue that particular opportunity. Well, before too many years, I noticed that the business was prospering. We were adding on people. Our business was growing. We were enjoying prosperity. And so I observed to myself, the Lord is blessing this. So after several years, I don't recall exactly how many years, my partner and I, which is my son-in-law now, he bought out the previous partner I had. So my partner is Tony Pitzinos, who's my son-in-law. But we decided that God is blessing us in a great way. And so we want to dedicate this business to Him. At that time, we gave the business over to Him. And we tried to think about ways that we could impact the community for good with the prosperity that He had given us. And so we formed a company called Cold Water Ministries. And Cold Water Ministries is an opportunity for he and I to be able to help people out in the community. The best way to help people in the community is through the church. But a lot of times our business is on the other side of town, has been for years. And so people would come by needing help. I would run across people during the day's activities that I could see that needed some help. And it was not possible to process those people through the church here. So because we have Cold Water Ministries, we're able to immediately render financial help and other ways help to people that we run into on a daily basis. And so that was why Cold Water Ministries came about. It was two things. We wanted to give our business over to God, and number two, we wanted to be able to minister in a very timely and effective way outside the walls of the building here. And so that's how it came about, and we haven't done wonders with that, but we've helped several people along, and we intend to continue that as well.
Well, it was actually an invitation to our Young at Heart group. It is a balance program for senior citizens to help them learn to maintain or regain their sense of balance, helping them to be stronger so that they can be independent longer at home, not hopefully not have to have somebody come in and dress them and do things that, we want to maintain that sense of independence as long as we can. And so we were invited to the classes down at Mayfair as the Young at Heart group, and they were wanting to start a branch out in the Madison area. And so I was asked to do the program here. And so we went through the eldership, and I had to go through a lot of training, and we've been going a year and a half now. And I have anywhere from just a few students to up to maybe 25 students. And I even have an Alzheimer's lady that it's been very inspiring to see her progress. And of course it's different from day to day and sometimes even within the class time. But we do a lot of activities where we work our legs and our arms together, like maybe squeezing a ball between our legs and then raising our hands. And for the longest, she could not do both at the same time because of the disease. And she's gotten now where she can do both activities at the same time. And so it's just neat to see how they can learn to be stronger and do things. If they came in with a walker, maybe they can just have a cane or not even a cane at all. So it's been really neat.
I was asked how I can use my job as a ministry. I'm a CRNA. I put people to sleep in anesthesia for surgical procedures, sedation for other procedures such as endoscopy, things like that. A lot of times things arise, situations arise where I can help alleviate some of the tension. People come to us and they don't want to be there. They don't want to see us at our job because that means something's going wrong. There's something that has to be fixed. We always go to see our patients in the pre-op area before they have surgery. And one of the things I always try to do in that 2 minutes that I'm speaking with them is to make them laugh. If I can make them laugh, I've helped ease that tension. And also in that couple of minutes, you can tell really quickly whether or not somebody's a believer or they're not. I've had situations where patients have asked me to say a prayer. I've had situations where I've asked the patient if they mind if I prayed for them. I remember one story, a lady that had just been diagnosed with cancer, that we were going in to repair some of that, take some of that out. She was on the operating room table, and I was almost ready to push the drugs to let her go off to sleep. And she said, "Hey, can I ask you a question?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "You believe in God?" I said, "Yes, ma'am, I do." She said, "Would you mind saying a prayer?" And I said, "Not at all." So we stopped everything in the OR. Everybody stopped, stood still, and we said a prayer for the lady. It's opportunities like that one of the things that make me really love my job and the opportunities that I have to minister to people when they're in a very vulnerable and scary situation. God can help ease tension no matter where you are or what's going on.